Most High for taking the things of the world off of my shoulders.
Let me put some hot sauce on that thing real quick.
Yeah. Thank you, Father. Lord, you made my desires pure. Yeah. You made my desires pure. Yeah. You made my desires pure. Yeah. You made my desires pure. I want wisdom, understanding. I don't want no Grammy. I wanna live a righteous life with a righteous family. I want a wife that love you more than she love me. Wanna show my people that they royalty. Wanna live by your commands, on your word we stand. I'd rather be touching scriptures than touching these banks. No riches gon' profit nothing in a day of wrath. I was living in my mess, I had to take a bath. Created me a clean heart, Abba made me pure. The things of the world, y'all, it's time to ignore. I want love, I want peace, I want everlasting life. Well done, my good and faithful servant, walking in that light. I'm on this narrow path, trying to save a soul. I want my people in Jerusalem, the days of hope. I wanna get to the homeless, show him that he cares. I wanna get a homeless, hope we almost out of here. Get your example through your son, and it's the only way. Ain't no pagans over here, we keep it holy days. I want my people, stop the killing, we dropping the prophets. I want us come back to the laws, it ain't no other option. Don't want no hate up in my heart, not over no doctrine. I want the fruits of the spirit, y'all could keep the nonsense. I had to renew my mind, I had to free my conscience. I had to confess my sins, I had to be honest. I want the Ruach HaKodesh to come into me. I only trust the Father, not the enemy. The Father word, he came and cleansed the enemy. I only want the Spirit, so I'm killing me. The Father gave me righteous things that I desire. I want to see the kingdom, not the lake of fire. I don't want no drugs, scriptures got me higher. If we come in the pure, how we gon' make the highest desires pure? You made my desires pure. 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 Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard all that you had for me. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard all that you had for me. You made my desires pure. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard all that you had for me. You made my desires pure. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard all that you had for me. You made my desires pure. See all that weight that was on our shoulders. You made my desires pure. Was the things of this world. You made my desires pure. I want to say thank you, Father. You made my desires pure. Getting that weight off our shoulders. Hallelujah.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Facebook Live. Good morning, good morning. Breaking Strongholds Ministries. Good morning, YouTube with Orlando keeping it simple. Good morning, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope everyone has had a great day. I hope everyone is having a blessed day. I hope the Most has truly blessed you over and abundantly with love, kindness, and joy. I hope the Most High really truly have blessed your offsprings with peace, happiness, and understanding, and protection and healing. I hope the Most High really truly have did His thing with you this week. I really truly hope He has. Forgive me. I really truly hope He has blessed everyone in your family in the heart, and bless them in the way their hearts desire. I am a grandfather. My youngest daughter had her first offspring yesterday. You know, I'm very happy about that. And he came at 7:53. And I'm very happy about that. I'm not going to give you his name as of yet. But he is a young man, a young infant male. So I'm very proud. I have a lot of dreams about my grandson. Hoping that I can fulfill some of them in his lifetime. I hope I can be a beacon of light to him. I hope I can take him fishing and teach him how to swim and, you know, teach him how to gardening and many other things in life. I hope I can be a part of that. I hope that will be possible. So, you know, my youngest daughter, she had him when she was 21. I had my oldest son when I was 21. My youngest daughter had the same blood type that I have. And her son was born at the same weight that she was born. So I think it's some very significant situations in that. So, you know, I'm very happy and I'm blessed. The Most High have truly blessed me. Me and my wife, Sharon. How you feel about that, Sharon?
I'm happy. I'm excited, joyful, thankful, grateful.
Are you?
Oh, yes.
Anything else? You happy and excited, huh? Yeah, my baby had her thing. She had her son. She had her physical son. And the Most High allowed His spiritual son to come into existence. So yes. Let me go ahead and read Exodus chapter 20 verses 1 through 17. And today may not be a long text, but you know, it's going to be something. Especially in this day and time, and I want us to be able to understand some things today. It says, And El spake all these words, saying, I am Yahuwah thy El, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other Els before me, and thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heavens above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahuwah, thy El, am a jealous El, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahuwah thy El in vain, for Yahuwah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy works. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahuwah thy El. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy sons, nor thy daughter, thy manservants, nor thy maidservants, nor thy cattle, nor thy strangers that is within thy gate. For in 6 days Yahuwah made the heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahuwah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy fathers and thy mother, that thy days be long upon the land which Yahuwah thy El giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbors, and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Let us pray this morning. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine to your kingdom, power to your glory, forever and ever. So let it be. Amen, amen, amen. If you can, turn the word of Yahuwah to Nahum. N-A-H-U-M. N-A-H-U-M. Nahum. Chapter 1. Chapter 1, verses 7. That is the key verse. And it reads in Nahum chapter 1 verses 7, it says, Yahuwah is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. He knoweth them that trust in him. Let me read it over. It says, Yahuwah is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. He knoweth them. Understand the word them. He knoweth them. Them that trust in him. He knoweth them that trust in him. He knoweth them that trust in him. Okay, if I may give you a title of the text today, the title of the text today is He knows your heart. He knows your heart. He knows your heart. And I'm talking about character today, or behavior. Behavior is manner of behaving, whether good or bad. It's conduct or manner. A behavior is manner of behaving, whether good or bad. Conduct or manner. Righteous is a 16th century word, which means just, according to the divine law. Applied to persons, it denotes one who is holy or righteous in heart and observant of the divine commands in practice. Listen to that. Observant to mean to be aware of the divine command. In practice means to do. Observe of the divine commands in practice means behavior. Characterized by justice, morally right of person. It means just, upright, sinless, or conforming to divine law. Divine law. You can also say, is the Most High a divine law? Yes, it is, a he is, or the spirit, or the Ruach HaKodesh is a divine law. Wicked is a 12th century word. It means bad. It means false. It means evil in principles or practice, deviating from the divine law, addicted to vice, sinful or immoral. Okay? So, when we look at the book of Nineveh, when we look at the book of Nahum, Nahum is it's like a second part, or Nahum is like one of the prophets that was in Nineveh during the time of Jonah. When Jonah didn't want to go to Nineveh to talk to the people in Nineveh about what they did to his people because he was so angry. Jonah didn't want to go talk to the people in Nineveh because he was so angry with them because they killed his people. Okay, Nahum is talking to the people in Nineveh because he was speaking a prophecy over them because of their behavior. Actually, Nahum should be right behind or right in front of the story or the book of Jonah, because Nahum was talking to the people of Nineveh, but who was actually in charge of Nineveh? Who was actually in charge of the city of Samaria? It was the Assyrians. The Assyrians had taken the children of Israel captive, the northern tribe of Israel, in captive in Samaria. And Assyria was a rough group of people. And let me read you a little bit about Nineveh and the Assyrians. Okay, so it says, one city, Nineveh, two prophets, Jonah and Nahum. Both talked about the same city. Though to read the book written by these two messengers of God, they may well seem like tales of two cities, but there actually wasn't. Jonah and Nahum both prophesied against the great Assyrian metropolis Nineveh, the very heart of an empire that took Israel captive in 740. And repeatedly attacked and threatened Judah, the southern tribe. Although the two prophetic books have very different tones and outcomes, underlying both these books is a surprising message relevant to each of us today. Listen to this. The leading city of the brutal Assyrian Empire, Nineveh, was the largest city in the world till it was destroyed by the Babylonians and their allies in 612 BC. Although God allowed Assyria as the rod of his anger to punish sinful Israel, the Bible shows that God also intended to punish Assyria for their own evil. Yet, just as he repeatedly warned ancient Israel through his prophets, God spake to Assyria by means of the two messengers who are subject of this article, so that Israel captors would themselves have the opportunity to repent. Nahum and Jonah are both found in minor prophet sections in the Hebrew Bible. The 12 short books which deal with events which occurred mainly towards the end of the Old Testament. The thematic nature of minor prophets is interesting. Commentators agree that the 12 books may be divided into two groups of 6, with the first 6 books having different stresses or main points from those found in the second 6. Okay, so the reason why the Most High was talking about He knoweth them that trust in Him. But first, let me give you and we're talking about character. We're talking about the righteous character today, and we're talking about wicked character of today. Okay, so let us go to John, 1 John. Let us go to Saint Apostle John, 1 John. Where is this at? 1 John 4. 1 John 4, because I want to say something. We're talking about character and how we can identify character. 1 John 4 and 8. I'm going to go to 7 first. We're talking about character. Okay, it says, Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God. Listen to that. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is part of God. Love is of God. And everyone that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. Right? Then it says, he that loveth not God. No, okay, he that loveth not knoweth not God. For God is love. For God is love. Okay? So now let us go to 1 Corinthians 13. 4 through 7. So it says God is love, right? 1 Corinthians 13 and 4 through 7. Charity is love, okay? Love suffers long and is kind. Love envies not. Love thanks not itself and is not puffed up. Do it not behave itself unseemly. Unseemly. Seeketh not his own. Love seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Think no evil. Rejoice not in sin, but rejoice in the truth. Love beareth all things, believe all things, hope in all things, endures all things. Love never fails, but whether there be prophecy, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall perish. For we know in part, we prophesied in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. But love is a character. Love is an action. You can see love more than you can hear love.
Right.
So when we see God, when we see righteousness, we see God. So when you're looking at Nahum chapter 1, and also just looking at what was going on in Assyria at the time, or Nineveh at the time, the Assyrians was persecuting the northern tribe, which is known as Israel. They was persecuting them. They was mistreating them. They was separating them from their families. They was making them worship the God that they worship. They were just doing a lot of different things that was very unlovable. And see, a lot of the times, if we look at the history of the United States, can we actually say that the United States love other countries? Can we say that the United States love its own citizens? Can we say that what we see that's going on over in Africa to this day, that the United States love the Africans? Because it says in 1 John, let us go down to 1 John again. Let's go to 1 John 4 and 20. 4 and 19. Let us go down to 1 John 4 and 19. Listen to this and go to verse 18 first. It says in 1 John 4 and 18, he says, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear has torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. We love him because he first loved us. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a lie. He is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he has not seen? And this commandment have we from him, that he who loved God love his brethren also, and sister also. So when we look at the world and the way the world going on today, and how the world been going on for the last 70 years, and even when you look at this text of the Assyrians mistreating the children of Israel in Samaria, how can we say that the Assyrians love God, or even have the same spirit of God in them when they are raping, robbing, stealing, and killing the children of Israel in their captivity? How can we say that the United States actually love the original black Americans when they continue to rape, rob, and kill us in the streets, and when they continue to terrorize us by police officers? How can we honestly say that these people love the Most High? You can only say that people love El, or God, is how they behave in the world. They only show you how they love the Creator is how they behave, how they live their life. Other than that, you can't say that people love the Creator. The only way that you can tell how people love the Creator is by how they treat their fellow men and women. That's the only way that you can see how a person loves the Creator. Because it says, how can you say you love God who you have never seen, but you hate your brother who you see every day? So that's something that we got to understand about life, about living righteously. And go to Matthew chapter 25. Go to Matthew chapter 25. verses 31. Matthew chapter 25 verse 31, it says, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations. Listen to that. Gathered all nations. Not individuals, not religion, not the Catholic, not the Christians, not the Baptists, not the Methodists, but all nations. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. He shall sit the sheep on the right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on the right hand, come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Listen to this. And we're talking about love is a character. Love is how you treat people. Love is actually how you treat people. And this is how people know that God is in you, or El is in you. Listen to this. Let me show you what love is and how the Most High know how you are. How he knows how he's going to judge you. It says, for I wasn't hungry, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. And I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungry, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? Listen to this. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, insomuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. So when we're looking at the Creator, he's looking at you he's knowing your heart by what you basically do in this world. He knows you by what you do, how you live your life. That's why he's calling Nineveh an enemy of his. That's why the United States is an enemy. The G7 nations are an enemy to the Most High because of what they do on the earth. They only kill, steal, and destroy. That is an adversary to love. A person who kills, steals, and destroys is an adversary to the Creator himself. Because if he said, I'm long-suffering, I'm patient, I don't puff up, I don't boast, I don't think negative. If he said that this is my behavior, and the adversary is saying this is the way I am, I puff up, I brag about what I got, I hate other people, I think negative thoughts, that is an adversary to the Ruach HaKodesh that is inside of the people. So when he say, when you done it to the least, we're talking about character on how you treat people in this world. That's why he brings judgment on people. It's not because of their skin color. It's because of what they do in life. The reason why people are going to hell, are going to be persecuted, or going through issues, it's not because of their skin color. It's because of what they basically do. What they allow to happen. Like European police officers, even black police, the original black police officers who allow or who see injustice and they participate in that injustice, they're going to get punished just as well. Even their doctors who kill these people intentionally, because doctors are the #1 legalized murderers in the planet. Even when these lawyers and these judges and these teachers who's teaching false information, you're going to get judged. Huh? Even the pharmaceutical companies, you know that you're putting this wicked stuff out here on the earth today. You know that you're going to get judged. Not because of the color of your skin, but because of the actions you do. Because of what you've done on this plane. Hold on. Like it says in Revelation chapter 20. Like it says in Revelation chapter 20, verses 12 and verses 11. It says, "Then I saw a great white throne, and the one sat on it. Earth and heaven fled from his presence, and no place was found for them." And it reads, "I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and there were open books, and one of them was a book of life, and the dead was judged according to their deeds as recorded in the books." Listen to that. So when you're looking at it, the Most High is going to judge you on how you behave in this world, and not because of your nationality. He's going to judge you because of what you did on this earth. And that's why Nahum is talking about behavior so much, is because you're an adversary to, if you're doing wicked, you're an enemy of God. If you're lying, you're an enemy of God. If you're cheating, you're an enemy of the Most High. If you're stealing, you're an enemy of the Most High. If you have hate in your heart, you're an enemy of the Most High. Whatever you decide to do against the people of the Most High, you are an enemy of the Creator. Anything that you do that is against the children of Israel and against the Gentiles, you are an enemy of the Most High. Let me finish in Revelation chapter 20 verse 13. It says, "And the sea gave up the dead which was in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged every man according to their works." That's why you go back to Matthew chapter 25, verse 41. It reads, Then shall he also, then shall he say also unto them that is on the left, which is the goats, which is the wicked, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire. Depart from the devil. No, prepare for the devil and his angels. Listen to that. Listen to that. Listen to that. Listen to that. Listen to a 3-letter word. Then shall he say also unto them on the left, which is the goats, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting life, everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. Prepared for. F-O-R. Prepared for the devil and his angels. Listen to this. The reason why they're going to get cast in hell, not but because of belief, but because of action. It says, for I was hungry, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick, and ye in prison, and ye visit me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee in hunger, or at thirst, or a stranger, or in naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. That's why to say the Most High knows your heart is not because of how you think. It's by what you do. It's by what you do on this earth while you're here. How you behave, how you live your life, how you speak to people, how you treat people, how you, just your overall character. Either you have a character of righteousness or wickedness. He knows your character. He knows how you're going to treat people. And when you look at the story of Jonah and Nahum, it's talking about the Syrians mistreating their authority on the children of Israel, who was already in a territory that wasn't theirs, and they was being punished because they left and split up because of chaos and commotion between the 12 tribes, and they went to Samaria, and the Syrians really did some damage on them. They really did some damage on them. And it's bad that you can mistreat somebody when they're in a bad condition. Let me, hold on for a second. And I'm going to get back to the story in a second. Like, go to Genesis chapter 27. Verses 41. Let's go to verse 40. This is talking to Esau. Let me go to verse 38 so you can understand verse 41. And it said, and it reads in verse 38, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Listen to this. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his mind, the day of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, her eldest son, told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Esau hated Jacob because of the blessings. Esau was a wicked man. Esau practiced, he didn't like, he gave up his birthright for a red pot of soup. But Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing that he gave up. Esau gave up that blessing. Jacob didn't give up the blessing. Esau gave up the blessing. But Esau gonna turn around and hate Jacob because of that. Romans chapter 9. Chapter 9. Verse 11. Through 13. Listen to this. And it reads, it says, for the children being not yet born, neither have done any good or evil, that the purpose of El according to the election might stand, not of work, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, listen. Go back to verse 11 again. And listen to the last 5 words. Listen to the last 5 words of verse number 11 again. It says, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of El according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. The reason why Jacob was put in the position that he was put in, it didn't have nothing to do with Jacob. It had something. The main thing is because the Most High called Jacob, and not because of Esau. The Most High wanted to use Jacob and not use Esau. That was the only. That's what this verse is saying. Okay, and it says in verse 12, it says, "But of him that calleth," because both of them didn't do no wrong in the womb. But the Most High said, "Oh, he was telling Rebekah, oh, you got 2 nations in your womb. The elder shall serve the younger, and one shall be stronger than the other." He was giving a future prophecy of the children of Israel and Jacob and Esau battles in the womb. Then he also said that Esau shall be the end of the world and Jacob shall be the beginning. So when you read in verse 11, everything is done by the calling, not by what you do. Because you haven't done, go to Jeremiah chapter 29. No, go to 1 and 5. Jeremiah 1 and 5. Listen. Listen to 1 and 5. It says, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee." Listen to that. It says, before I formed you, Jeremiah, before I formed you, Jacob, before I formed you, Esau, before I formed you, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. He said, I already knew that spirit that was going to be in you. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I anointed thee, or sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So the Most High already knows. He already knows. He knows you by what you're doing, how you're going to do it, the way you're going to do it, and all of that. That's why he was talking to Rebekah about all her behaviors, everything about the kid, because he knew Esau, he knew Jacob's behavior. He knew it because it was already in the womb. So the Most High already knows your heart, whether it's righteous or whether it's wicked. He already knows it. And that's the hard part about it, is that you think that, some people think that they're fooling the Most High when you're actually not fooling Him. And see, this morning when I was in prayer, right, I had a co-worker to call me, which is a good dude. And see, sometimes, I want to speak to the righteous, and I want to say this to you. Please listen to me when I say this. And I want you to understand this. See, let's go to Genesis chapter 23, chapter 14. Genesis chapter 14 verses 1. Listen, and this is a hard thing for the righteous to understand and accept. This is one of the hardest things for you to take in, because we think that people should treat us the way we should treat them, but that ain't gonna be the way it is. Because I was complaining this morning to my wife. I ain't say complaining, but I was just talking to my wife this morning, right? Excuse me. I was talking to my wife this morning, right, about some stuff. And one of my co-workers called me this morning. And he said, Lando. He said, man, when I went out of work for 6 months, he said, I used to give to everybody when they would come to me. They said, hey man, I need this, and hey man, I need that, and hey man, I need this, and hey man, I need that, and hey man, I need this, and hey man, I need that. He said, I will freely give. I will freely give because this is what I wanted to do. I gave freely because this is what I wanted to do. Because he said, but when I was in need, nobody gave to me. And see, I was talking to my wife this morning about some stuff, and I said, I couldn't even get a lunch. But the Most High brought this to me in Genesis chapter 14. And I want to say this to you, to the righteous. The Most High don't never want nobody to take credit for what He do for you. The Most High always want to get the credit for what He do for you in your life. Because the more you expect man to do something for you, the more man will be able to say, I did this for you. That is the reason why you're not going to get reparations. Is because the Most High do not want the United States to take credit for us coming up, for us being blessed. He's going to do such a miracle on earth where we can't do nothing but say it was the Most High. That's what He's going to do on earth, where it's going to be so profound that the only thing that we can be able to say is that it was the Most High that did it, and not the United States. So, and it reads in Genesis chapter 14, verses 20 and 21. I'm going to read all the way down to verse 23. Okay? Verse 20 reads, and blessed be the Most High God, who has delivered thy enemies into thy hands. This is when Abraham went to go get his nephew Lot, and he defeated the kingdoms of Sodom and Gomorrah. He defeated the kingdom of Sodom. Okay, he rescued Lot from being in prison. Okay, and Abram was giving acknowledgement to the Most High for what happened. So this is what Abram is saying. And blessed be the Most High. That's why we call him the Most High, because it's written right here. This is why we don't say God, we just say the Most High. Okay? This is one of the reasons, because it's spoken in the book. And it says, blessed be the Most High El, which has delivered thy enemies into thy hand. And he gave him tithing of all. Listen to this. And the kings of Sodom said unto Abram, give me the persons, and take the goods of thyself. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand unto Yahuwah. Listen, the Most High El, the Most High, that is the reason why we call him that. That is the reason why we call him the Most High, because it's written in Scripture. The Most High El, the possessor of heaven and earth. Listen to this. This is what Abraham said, that I will not take from a thread even a shoelace, and that I will not take anything that is thine, lest thou shouldst say, I have made Abram rich, save only that which the young man has eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Anar, Eskar, Maria. Let them take their portions. The only thing that Abraham did not take anything from the kingdom of Sodom, because he didn't want the king of Sodom to be able to say, I made Abram rich. And see, that is the hardest part about the righteous. It's understanding that your blessing will only come from the Most High. Yes, you can desire to have things come from other people, but in actuality, the Most High is not going to allow them to bless you to a certain extent, because he don't want them to take credit for what he did for you. He don't want them to take credit for it. And that's sometimes hard for us as righteous people. We say, man, I gave this and I gave that and I gave this and I gave that and I gave and I gave. That's your job. It's your job to give to them so that they can be drawn to you. It's not for them to give to you so you can be drawn to them. It is for you to give to them so they can be drawn to you. And I'm getting ready. I'm going to read Nineveh and Nahum. And then I'm going to go ahead and close out with one scripture. Nahum 1. The wicked is an enemy to the Most High. Anybody who kills, steal, and destroy, lie, cheat, do all these things against his brothers and sisters, you are an enemy to the Most High. And look at what's going on in the world today. The U.S. is an enemy to the Most High. The United States is an enemy to the Most High. Listen to this and then I'm going to get back to it. Go to Genesis chapter 12. Verses 2 and 3. Because I want us to understand that The original Americans, which is the African American people in America, are the true Israelites. Okay? Chapter 12 in Genesis chapter 2. No, chapter 2 in chapter 12 verses 2 and 3 in Genesis. Chapter 12 in Genesis verse 2 and 3 reads, I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. Listen to this. Listen to this. I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So because the United States have cursed the children of Israel, the reason why the Assyrians cursed the children of Israel, they had to be cursed. Because we are the apple of his eye. And so when you look at the United States character, when you look at individual characters, you can see whether they're being blessed or whether they're being cursed. So now let us go back to Nineveh. I'm in Nahum, chapter 1. And I'm about done. I got 5 minutes. This is kind of short. Go to verse 2. It says, El is jealous. The word jealous means angry. God isn't angry. God is angry, and Yahuwah revenge, Yahuwah revenge, and is furious, angry. Yahuwah will take vengeance on his adversaries. Who is his adversaries? And he reserved wrath for his enemies. Who is his enemies? The wicked, who kills, steals, and destroys. Verse 3. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Mean let go or clean, or let him go. He will not free the wicked. The Lord has his ways in the whirlwinds and in the storms, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. But he rebukes the sea and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. The Bashan language, Carmel, and the flowers of Lebanon language. The mountains quake at him. The hills melt, the earth is burned at his presence, yea, the world and all that dwells therein. Who can stand before his indignation? Who can stand before his judgment? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? The fierceness is the actions of his anger. His fury is poured out like fire. The rocks are thrown down by him. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the days of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. How he knows that? Because of what they do. Not by what they say, but by what they do. But with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. Who is his enemies? The wicked, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. All of them did wickedness. How? Because they killed, steal, and destroyed the people. They lied. They made people worship golden idols. What do ye imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. For while they be folding together as thorns, and while they are drunken as drunkards, they shall be devoured as stubble full dry. There is one come out of thee that imagine evil against the Lord, a wicked counselor. Thus saith Yahuwah, though they be quiet and likewise many, yet thus shall they be cut down. Who? The wicked. When he shall pass through, though I have afflicted thee, I will afflict thee no more. Who? Israel. The righteous are becoming to be righteous again. They're being made to come up again. For now will I break his yoke off thee. For now I will break his yoke from off thee. The wicked will not be in control of the righteous anymore. Let me say something to you. And listen to this. And I will burst thy bonds in sunder. I'm going to say this to you and I'm about to finish. Every $1 for every $1 of corn, it's going to cost American $55 to get 1 brick corn. So when you go in there and you want to get a brick's corn, you're going to have to give them $55 in order to just get 1 corn. If you make $100,000 a year, you're only going to be able to, your value of money only going to be worth, it's going to be less than worth $5,000 when it comes down to the bricks. Because what the United States have done to the world. Okay, and then it says, and the Lord has given a commandment concerning thee, that no more of thy name be sown out of the house of thy gods. Will I cut off the graven image and the molten image. I will make thy grave, for thou art vile. Behold upon the mountains the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publish peace. O Judah, keep thy soul feast. Perform thy vows, for the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He is utterly cut off, because he knew his heart. And I'm closing with this verse right here. Proverbs 8:17. And it reads, I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Listen to that. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. So that concludes the teachings for today. The Most High knows your heart, whether you're righteous or whether you're wicked. How he knows it? By your behavior, what you do, how you treat your brothers and sisters, how you treat people. That's what you're going to be judged by. So, I just ask you, have a repentant heart. It means to turn back. Go back to the ways of the beginning. So, Abba, as we come to you today, we thank you, we bless you, we praise you, we give you all the honor and the glory. Abba, we thank you for everything you have done, what you continue to do. Abba, we just ask that your word come to fulfillment. Abba, we see a lot of stuff coming on the earth today. We ask that you tell your people to start back taking vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamins, zinc, and elderberry, and blueberry, and oregano oil, and echinacea, because they Radiation is out in the open again. So we ask that you help your people to protect themselves from the wickedness of the world today. We see that people are able to wave their hands over a register, and they could be able to buy and sell by just waving their hands. So we ask that you help your people not to buy into that. We ask that you help them and strengthen them in this moment, in this time right now, Abba. We ask that you continue to guide your people and lead them in the ways in which you want them to go and not the ways that they want to go. We ask that you turn the hearts of the wicked to righteousness. We ask that you continue to deliver your people and heal them. Abba, we thank you for just allowing your life to come to people, that life to come into an existence. We ask that you continue to just be with us and lead us and guide us. Let us hear the way you want us to hear, see the way you want us to see, and speak the way you want us to speak. Let us have faith like Abraham. Let us have the fighting spirit of David. Let us have the prophecies of the old prophets. Let us become word like your son, Yeshua the HaMashiach. Let us have the zeal of your word like Paul. But let us just be loved like your son, like you. And all these things we pray in your higher name. So let it be. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Y'all have a blessed one.
You only ever know. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. I made a promise, can't nobody take it. I chose to put you above all the nations. Out of your graves, I chose to awaken. We made a covenant, don't you forsake it. Come get protected while they going crazy. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. I woke you up in your land of captivity. I do not change, I want you to remember me. Laws and commandments, I gave you the remedy. Go read the testimonies for your memory. I sent them prophets, but you wasn't hearing me. I come to you if you really come near to me. I heard your cry, now it's time to take it to me. I know what got you from all of your enemies. Who you know open the sea. The waters was bitter, but I made it sweet. Case you ain't know how to swim, I'm your protector, so I made you walk on your feet. This a reminder you married to me. I just want you to be all I called you to be. They called you niggas, but I made you priests. I'm about to give you back everything. I'm sending plagues for you. I'm sending boils, drying up rivers. I leave them dead for you. Tell Pharaoh, let my people go. You heard what I said for you. Tell Pharaoh, let my people go. You heard what I said for you. For you. You only ever know. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel. I'm the reason you in the captivity. We made a covenant, you ain't remember me. You broke the covenant, I sent your enemy. Get out my lane since you was inferior. I'm the reason they put you in chains. I'm the reason they switched up your name. I'm the reason why you in the hood. I'm the reason of all your pain. I'm sending flows fast, daily. Think I don't love you. Y'all my babies, you ain't my son. Must be crazy. Come on, that system, come out of that lane. They got that military, it would not phase me. It would not move me, it would not graze me. Remember Egypt, I did all that for my people. You only ever know. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. You only ever know. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel.